Hey, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today I'm sitting in a 2020 Hyundai Venue. This is the newest from Hyundai. It's their compact, not quite subcompact, but really close to that crossover SUV. If you were to compare this to other vehicles on the market, you'd be looking at, say, the Kia Soul, the Honda CH, or Honda CR tiniest, the one that's smaller than the CRV, and then also the like the Toyota CHR, vehicles like that. So this is a very compact car. It's really big on the inside for how small it is. It kind of has a Hyundai uses the term bulldog design, which is a pretty apt term to explain what it looks like. So you're seeing, it's a shorter hood, square body shape, very compact, and kind of muscular looking. A few things to note though. This is labeled as a crossover. It's called a crossover, etc., etc. There is no all-wheel drive option for this. This is a front-wheel drive only. And there are no electrification options for this because Hyundai, as Hyundai puts it, it would be kind of pointless. You'd just be adding more to what's supposed to be a very low price vehicle, and people who are looking for electrification can move up half a step in size and go to the Kona, which is fully electrified. That was designed from the ground up to be an electric vehicle. So I have a review of the Hyundai Kona EV. There is also a hybrid, etc. for that. Hyundai talks about what this car is for a lot. They're trying to explain clearly to people what they're aiming for with the Venue here. The primary market for this is probably female. They're expecting that most of the takers will be female. Most of them will be urban. Few will be suburban. They will mostly be looking at so they probably exist in an urban environment. So they're, going to work and things like that in a tight space. So they need, you want something that's easy to park, something that's small, all of that stuff. Amazingly, this little tiny vehicle drives really, really well. It's not going to take checkered flags getting on the freeway and things like that. It is peppy. It is fairly quick. But once you get up to those speeds, you get over 60 miles an hour or so, it does take a little more effort for it to get somewhere. But it's not sluggish. I would never use that term for this. It feels better than most of the small compact vehicles I've driven. So really good job on that. A lot of that peppiness comes thanks to the little 1.6 liter turbo that's in this. It's a very, very right size engine for the Venue here. It just drives really, it brings enough power at the right times to really feel good. This car has some drive modes. There's snow and other things. Probably won't use those much. Snow mode might be helpful in the snow. I wouldn't know because I didn't get to test that. Instead, it's summertime in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And I was going to do this standing outside of the car. I had everything set up, and then it started to rain. And now, of course, now that I'm finally doing it, the rain stopped. Go figure. So that little engine is producing 121 horsepower. That's going to a really smart transmission, shifts really well, feels really good. Like I said, everything on the powertrain for this car is really well done, nicely matched. I have a few issues with the interior as far as the layout, but they're small issues. They're little ergonomics that may or may not matter to other people. Most of those have to do with like the climate controls. I don't like the way the knobs and buttons are set up. It annoys me. I wish that they were a little more, intuitive, I guess. I have to look to run them, and I shouldn't have to do that once I've used them the first couple times. The infotainment is really good in this vehicle. Sometimes clunky, but that's only if you're really deep dive digging. If you're just doing the regular everyday things, pretty straightforward, pretty great. I like the fuel economy in this. Fuel economy in this is really good. It's rated at 34 miles to gallon on the highway, and I have averaged 32. I didn't, my highway test, I got better than 34. I was working just slightly above 35, so doing the math off that fuel receipt, I was looking at about 35.2, somewhere in there. So really, really impressed with that. I like good fuel economy when it's in a vehicle like this that really demands it. 32 is the rated average. So this is one of the very few vehicles where I have achieved the rated average for the vehicle. Part of that is because a good portion of my total driving in this vehicle, about 150 miles out of almost 300 miles, was highway. So normally I do not have that 50-50 mix. This time I did. That's a big part of the reason. I like that for the price you're getting a lot in this vehicle. Very large cargo area. Did a Sam's Club run in this, so very large cargo area. Good sized back seat. 3 across is a little tight, even with kids, but it's doable. And 2 back there is great. Tall people, plenty of headroom. You can see I'm 6'3", and you can see I've got a lot of room. And this has the sunroof, so it's actually even shorter. I've got a lot of headroom in this vehicle. Fully loaded like this one, looking at just over 23. It's $23,405 delivered. This is the SEL package, so there are lower packages than this. This package starts at $19,250 and then has a couple of pretty hefty add-ons. The premium package was nice because I was in a parking lot and couldn't find the car, and there's a button on the key fob with that comes with that premium package that honks the horn on the car when you hold it down. that ended up being really useful because I just couldn't find it. It's not because it doesn't stand out, it's because it's so tiny, it kind of ends up being buried. Color options, that's another thing. This is a big beef for me. So they're aiming for a market that is going to prefer better colors. And I have a gray one right here. There's white, there's black. Really the only solidly wonderful color for this is the green apple. There's a denim package for this, but I mean, it's blue jean blue. How that's not that cool. Honest. So I wish there was a better color palette. I think if there were more color options, the Kia Soul has a bunch of them. There's red, yellow, all kinds of stuff. I really think this would do much better if it had that. I do like the option of a two-tone color setup, though, which is cool. So that's pretty much my synopsis as a review for this vehicle. I really like this Venue. I like the way they've designed it. I like the way it feels. I like the way it drives. And I think it's a really good hit for the market. I think Hyundai dropped the ball on color options for it. I think that little things might annoy people about it. It's a little bit loud on the road, things like that. But when you're in an entry-level car, that's what you're going to get. I think that this particular package at $23.5, this is a lot of vehicle for $23,000. So kudos for that. Excellent fuel economy. Another big kudo there. Really well done. I enjoyed it. So there you go. That's what I got. This has been Aaron sitting in the 2020 Hyundai Venue. Talk to you again soon. Subscribe.